Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Arinzi. Now I'll be showing my screen. I'll be the one in charge of your onboarding session this evening to onboard each and every one of us for this bootcamp. Okay, please signify if you can see my screen.
Yes, we
Thank
can.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I duly appreciate. Okay. Once again, this is PIP community. Okay. About us, we are a passionate group of tech developers on a mission to demystify Python programming language for everyone. Our journey begins with a simply belief that learning of code should be accessible and enjoyable for all individuals. This, so in a very layman English, this is what we're trying to say. What we are all about is that Python should not be a big deal for anyone. Programming language should be as easy for everyone as possible, as easy as you can be speaking English. There's no big deal in Python. That's what we're trying to, the community as a whole, we are trying to push. So Python will be as easy as possible for everyone. Driven by the vision, we have cultivated a vibrant community of learners, enthusiasts, and experts who come together to explore a vast world of Python programming. Whether whether you're a complete beginner or you're a seasoned coder, there's a place for you at PEEP community. Whether you're just learning, you're just trying to come into tech for the first time, there's a place for you. Whether you already know it, you're coming new, there's a place for you. Okay, our vision is to, okay, the first vision we have is to create an inclusive environment where Python programming language is accessible to all. We want to make it as one of our vision is to make sure that everybody have access to learn Python and to use Python to do what they want to achieve. Whether you want to achieve it in automation, DevOps, data analysis, it is accessible for you. We're bringing Python and programming language closer to you. Foster a vibrant community of learners, enthusiasts, and experts. We're all coming together. Whether you're a beginner, you have interest in it, or you're an expert, we're all one big family. That's what the community stands for. Empowers individuals from diverse backgrounds to unlock their full potentials in programming language. Same thing, whether you're a beginner, you're an intermediate, you're an advanced individual, we're coming together so everybody can to achieve what they want to achieve fully. Make lasting impact in the global tech landscape by demystifying Python programming. Okay, that's all our visions. Okay, 30 days with Python. This was one of our previous. Please, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. Okay, 30 days with Python was one of our cohort which we did last for 30 days, which was very interesting. Individuals that participated in it that also here can testify that, oh wow, they actually enjoyed themselves in for the 30 days we had it. 30 days in 30 days with Python helps you to learn and master Python programming language from the fundamentals. That means if you don't have any knowledge about Python, 30 days in Python is there for you. It's something that's ongoing and will keep on going. It's actually a new cohort is starting 1st of May. So if you think, okay, these people are going too fast, I don't have any knowledge about Python, or you want to also brush yourself, have more ideas. See, we learn every day. There are new concepts. There are easier ways to do things in Python. You also want to brush yourself. Feel free. It is free for everyone, free 30 days. Suitable for beginners, intermediate learners. The program provides daily lessons, exercise, and projects. What we did was every day you had a class, there were projects for you to do, exercises, and at the end of everything, there were projects for you to do. So you actually, it's not just come and learn. We're giving you real life scenarios that you need to use Python to apply. Those that are here in the last cohort can actually testify. Another thing again, access to a supportive online community that fosters collaboration and knowledge sharing. If you come for these 30 days with Python, the last cohort, one of our programs we did, you see new people, you learn new things. The best way to learn in tech is actually learning from your colleague. It's not learning from me because you might have the mindset that, oh, this guy has gone far. But when you come and you see someone that, oh, both of you started together and he's sharing knowledge with you, it is easier. Okay, the testimonies from our former program that was 30 days in Python cohort one. These are testimonies from Oluwafemi, Blessing Ojo, Shedrack, Lancelot, Michelle. Those are our students. So these are the testimonies about the cohort. So it's not as if we just came, did it, and left. You can see people actually testified about it. You can see their LinkedIn, you can see their Instagram handle. Okay, how to join our community? Very simple. This is the link. This is the link to our community, our WhatsApp community. Once you fill the biodata form, it generates a link that takes you to our WhatsApp community where you interact with people. Questions will pop up, different things pop up. So you interact with people like minded like you. Iron sharpened iron. So as your mind sharpened one another. So join our community today through this link. Yeah, the link will be made will be provided for us. Another thing again you can do, connect with us. Connect with us on our LinkedIn page at Python in Pidgin community. For those of us that are on LinkedIn, it is very important that every one of us here should be in LinkedIn. Very important. On our X platform, formerly known as Twitter, PIP underscore community NG. On our ID page, PIP underscore community. So connect with us there. It's very important. You know us, we know you. That is the fastest way we go in tech. Okay, meet our co-founders. The face you are seeing here now is God's Gift Olomo, the co-founder and the program director. God's Gift is a skill data analyst. He has worked big companies. So this community, us starting this community, we're not just newbies. We have tested what people have gone through learning Python and said, okay, no, we have taken it upon ourselves to say no, we must make Python easy for everybody. God's Give works with one of the big fours in Nigeria. God's Give is a skill data analyst specialized in Python, MySQL, cloud computing, and machine learning. As a tutor, tech tutor, he pioneers Python in Pidgin, simplifying programming for Nigerians and beyond. Without it,
Please,
okay,
excuse me. What you're seeing does not follow the screen, but I'm not seeing anything on the screen. I'm still seeing on the 30th with Python. I don't know.
okay, it's not following the screen.
Yes, that's
No,
true.
not they follow the screen. Before not they follow the screen.
Okay, I'm very sorry. Okay, now are we together now?
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, can you see my screen now?
EX, yes, you can see a
Yeah.
screen. Thank you.
This is God's Give Olumo, the co-founder and the program director. He's a big guy in tech. He's a data analyst, specializes in Python, MySQL, cloud computing, and machine learning. As a tech tutor, he pioneers tech in Pidgin, simplifying programming for Nigerians and beyond We don't only teach Nigerian based, we also teach foreigners too. This initiative gains attraction. His vision involves Python in Pidgin into PIP community. He's one of our co-founders. Okay, next. This is Arinze Chukwu Ike-Ojukwu, a co-founder and a project director. Arinze Ike-Ojukwu is a proactive and result-oriented professional with expertise in cloud, DevOps, and technical support engineering. Arinze excels in implementation of continuous integration and continuous development pipelines, that is CI/CD, and troubleshooting complex.
Sorry, what you're saying is still not following your slide, please.
Uh, okay. Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. 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 Please, I will stop sharing and share again so everyone will follow. Okay. You can see my screen now. Please signify. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. I've moved. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's showing.
Okay, yes. So this is Gus Power, also a co-founder and a brand director of PIP Community. Gus Power is a brand identity designer.
This is
The
not
person,
I
good.
don't know why
the
it's
person
not.
we are seeing here is Arinze Chukwu. Okay, this got power now.
Are you seeing Gus Power now? I think it's network delay.
Yes.
Okay. Gus Power is a brand identity designer with a robust background in AWS, that's Amazon Web Services, cloud service, and is a data analyst too. His expertise lies in translating brand visions into compelling vision identities while enhancing cloud computing and data analysis to drive strategic decisions and innovation. He uses data analysis to be able to get information on how to improve designs. That's basically what he does. He works with one of the big fours in Nigeria also. Okay. Next is Rachel. Okay. Rachel Dumebi is a tech savage health researcher with sound knowledge and skills in data entering and management. Recap database, Python, community management, and AWS cloud computing. Her passion for promoting youth-led changes via digital empowerment and brief in innovation collaboration leads to the birth of Python in Pidgin. So she's also a co-founder and she's a brand director also. Next, and community manager. Okay, next. Okay, while we're all here today, data analysis with Python Bootcamp. Well, we'll be here for the next 5 days. Very simple. It's an intensive 5 days bootcamp for intermediate learners. Means okay, you have passed the beginning stage, you already know what a class is, how to import is. This is the next stage now, intermediate now. You have passed the beginning stage now, you're on to the next now. Okay, focus on utilizing Python for data analysis tasks. It's a project-based learning approach. So we're not coming here to tell you this is this. It's a project-based. We'll bring a project, we'll treat the project from beginning to end. That's how we learn. Real life project, real life scenario, not abstract. Practical applications of Python data analysis, libraries and tools, empowerment to extract meaningful insights and make informed decisions, equip participants with essential skills for professional and personal data analysis endeavor. That's what we do here. That's what you'll be doing for the next 5 days. Okay. Next now will be the benefit. Next now will be okay benefits. Gain okay. Develop practical skills in data manipulation, visualization, and statistical analysis. On-hand experience with real-world database. Learning approach fosters practical application and deeper understanding, and expand career opportunities by adding Python data analysis skills to your toolkit. You can also add it to your CV. This is what I did for 5 days. This is a new field most of us are going to enter. You're joining a supportive learning community to collaborate and share knowledge. Achieve tangible results in just 5 days of intensive learning. In the next 5 years, I bet you things you cannot do with Python, you'll see yourself doing it. That's one good thing. 5 days is just like a week, let's say a week. But if you look back, one good thing about life is when you look back at things you have accomplished within a week, you'll be like, oh, yes, I've actually accomplished something very meaningful. So next, okay, the rules. Now, these are rules of the class. Rules of the class, because this is going to be a 5 days class period. First of all, respect. Treat fellow participants, instructors, and the contribution with respect and courtesy at all times. You don't know it all, I don't know it all. If someone asks a question that seems funny, please do not mock anybody. Do not be rude to anybody. Do not shout for anybody. No one has the right to shout for anybody or insult anybody here for the next 5 days and beyond. Participation. Actively engage in class activities, discussion, and projects to maximize learning opportunity for yourself and others. If you understand something in a better light and you know that, oh, people will understand it better, please feel free. Say it when you're given the opportunity. I think if we do it this way, it will be much better. Oh, sir, you can, class is open. You can ask questions. Sir, please, why is this like this? Why is this like this? For clarity, you are here for 5 days. Someone else is here for 5 days. The reason why you're here is not the same reason why someone is here. So you need to try as much as possible to utilize the opportunity while you're here. Ask as much questions as possible, and I promise you will answer as many as possible. Punctuality. Arrival on time for classes session. Please, you need to arrive early for classes. I cannot overemphasize emphasize on that. Please, class starts by 8. Please, let's be here by 8. I was very happy when I saw people here by 8. Please come. We know most of us have busy schedule, things will come up, but please let's dedicate these 5 days to building something meaningful. So you need to come to class on time so we can start on time, finish on time, and everyone is happy. Preparation. We'll be giving you assignment. Go back and read this, go back and research on this, try this out. Please do it. It's for your own benefit as much as our own benefit. Bello Okpayemi, you have a question? Bello, do you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
can you answer?
Question is,
For
yeah, the question is, we are actually going to start by 8. So what
sir.
time is the what time are we stopping?
Okay.
Because there should be a time
As
frame.
the class is going on, yes, the time frame is 2 hours per day.
Okay, which is 10
8
to 8 to 10.
Yes. and each day has a curriculum which we have mapped out to follow. So we need to, if you come on time, we can finish on time, and there's no spillover of curriculum. So 2 hours, we'll try as much as possible to make sure the curriculum enters 2 hours. We have seen it and entertain questions and answers. Is that
Okay. Okay, it's okay, sir. It's okay.
okay? Please, can you see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
can hear
we
you.
can hear you. We can see it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, focus. Based on this class is going to be recorded, please, okay, at this point now, I'll be begging us, please, as much as possible, let's avoid distraction. Unmuting your mic when you are not saying something to contribute to the class is a distraction, because most people would like to go back and look at the recording. Imagine you're going back to look at the recording and you're hearing someone in the background making call or opening door or chatting in his or her phone. All those things will make the recording not have value. But if everyone is quiet and the teaching is going, questions are being dropped, answers are being given, when you are going back, you enjoy going over and over the recording. That's where focus comes in place. Okay. Next. Okay. Okay. What qualifies you for a certificate? First in attendance. 5 days. This is a 5 days period. 5 days. This is 5 days. So a minimum of 4 days you're meant to be present for this class to be able to get certificate. That is thing. We're just giving 1 day out in case, because we can't be 100%, but a minimum of 4 days you're meant to be in class. Attendance is compulsory as well as mandatory for you to be able to get a certificate. Completion of assignments, there'll be assignments given, you have to complete it and submit. Code of conduct, any misconduct, you'll be sent out of the class, and that is end for you. Misconduct such as instructing someone else, disrespecting a, your fellow participant, or an instructor, you'll be sent out of the class. Thank you very much. Okay, success story post. You are starting your class today. Everyone here, 34 of us here, you endeavored to post on social media. Please, how many of us have LinkedIn here? To just signify LinkedIn account. One, two, okay, 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 okay. 9, okay, okay. As much as you are here, you're not just here to learn about Python, data analysis using Python, and on. Mr. Gostan, please, I'll get to you. We're also here to build your chances in getting your dream career in tech. And one way you get your dream career in tech is by advertising your progress. One thing in tech, most of us don't actually understand what you are doing now. People have gone ahead of you. You need to show people what you are doing. Start with posts on your social media handle, and everyone is endeavored to follow us on all, at least two of our social media. I'm sure majority of us here have LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, so you must follow. That's a criteria too for a certificate. The program is free. The only thing you are and giving us back is your time and your attention, so we can pour out what we know and give back to the community. So you kindly follow us on our Twitter handle, Instagram handle, and LinkedIn. Today you can just post, oh, I'm so happy. First of all, you need to understand that we are, let me say, 33, yeah. Over 100 people applied for this. We did a screening and deliberation, so we could get to this number. So you can post, oh, I'm very happy that I got accepted into this, using the hashtags PIP community, hashtag data analysis with Python in Pidgin, and additionally, you will have to tag your instructors, the co-founders along, so we can see that, oh, you actually did what you're meant to do. That is another way. So attendance compulsory and mandatory. Posting for the next 5 days, every single day you have to post. That's how we rate your progress. For the next 5 days, you have to post. The assignments I'll be giving, post it. A lot of people will have jobs after this boot camps just from posting. Okay, Mr. Gostan, do you have any question?
No. It's a mistake. No. Okay.
Thank
The
you very much.
the question I want to ask is regarding this record. How can we
Okay.
get it so can easily go through it again?
No, we will usually make provisions. The provisions are made for people to get the record. So just calm down. Okay, going on. Okay, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Some years back, I knew nothing in Python. Today, I'm here doing an induction for you people in Python. Tomorrow, you'll be the one teaching. Tomorrow, you'll be doing big things with Python. But make sure these 5 days count for you. Pour your heart out to it. It's one thing I know. Tech is the more you put, the more you get. That is one career I know that you don't need a certification, you don't need to go to a school to get. You don't need to go to a formal educational setting to get. It's just the more you put, the more you get. The only limitation you have is your mind. So with these few points of mine, I would like to say thank you very much. And is there any question? Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Okay, let's start. Let's start. Matthew. Mr. Matthew, please. Mr. Matthew, do you have a question? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I wanted to ask because while you were giving your presentation, I just checked
Okay.
my LinkedIn account. I was trying to see I can also follow up with the community on LinkedIn. Can you please
Okay.
help us with your address, how we can at least follow the community on LinkedIn?
Yes. Yes. It's very important.
So What's the
Can you
address
see
name?
Python in Pigeon community?
Yes, I'm in the community.
Yes, you're in the community already on LinkedIn.
Yes, I'm in the LinkedIn community already. Yes.
Yep, very good. So the next thing you need to do now, post tag us.
Okay. What's your name?
What's my name? Irene Chinemelu. See it here.
Okay.
Irene Chinemelu.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Let me search for
Irene
it.
Chinemelu.
Okay.
It will be dropped. Okay, Miss Lisa, any question? Miss Lisa. Okay. Chidima. Chidima. Okay. Ufoma. Ufoma, any question?
Yes, I not necessarily a question, but it's more or less like I wanted to ask if we can get a recap because you mentioned how that we need to tag the founders. So apart from yours, which is showing, and I think maybe one or two persons. I don't know if we can get a recap of those other founders at least so that we can tag them as well.
Okay, no problem. Before the end of the meeting, we have everybody. You have everybody soon.
Okay, thank you.
So, any other question? If there's none, I will stop presenting, and I'm inviting Mr. God's Gift Olomo, the co-founder and the program director, to take over in this induction program. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
All right. All right. So welcome everybody. My name is God's Gift Olumu, and I'll be your program director for this bootcamp. And so it's going to be an exciting time. Arisa has said a lot. Arisa, well done. Said a lot. Even right now, I'm even checking at the curriculum that we have for this training, and I'm trying to add to it because you said people are going to get jobs and all of that. So I'm like, wow, amazing. People don't get jobs, they'll find you. But anyway, I know a lot of us is going to, you're going to enjoy you're going to enjoy being here. So can you see my screen? I'm sharing something on my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, guys. So you're welcome. I might speak Pidgin English along the way anytime I want to. It's free. That's why it's Python the Pidgin community, PIP. So I might speak Pidgin English along the way. So this is going to be a wonderful time with us for the next 5 days. Why did we organize this training? Because data analysis is very, very, very important. It's one of the most, like according to them, is the most sexiest job in the 21st century. I mean, it's something that everybody wants to participate in. Everybody wants to. So we decided that it's important that we just do this training and to teach people who has if you get knowledge about Python. That's why it was selected for few. Like you said, a lot of persons applied, and if you are here, congratulations. So we just want to pass the knowledge down to be able to build people's career in tech and give you that opportunity that you need to be able to strive better. I think last month in February we did our first 30 days in Python as a community, I know of students who those in this country, those outside the country, who did that training, and currently they are working by teaching people Python, and they are being paid. So that's a good one. It's a good one. Like I always say to my students that there are more than 100 persons like you who wants to learn what you know. It's just that the reason why they've not learned it, or they've not come to learn it, is because they've not seen you out there, to be there to like willing to teach. And it doesn't mean you have to teach for free. Like I told them, the fact that you're learning for free doesn't mean you need to teach for free. So if you're looking for a job, I'll just give you a job right now. So um so what you're going to learn in this boot camp, you're going to make use of it, depending on how you want to. Some of us is to scale up, some of us is to remind ourselves about what we already know, and the rest. But one thing that is majorly important here is building community, building friendship. That's why we have the WhatsApp platform. We've created a WhatsApp platform. I believe everybody in this group, because in the mail that was sent, the WhatsApp platform was there for you to join. Also the community link was sent for you to join, to fill and be part of the community. So you're also building membership. You're also building connection. You get it? It's a different thing when you see me in person and then you say, "Hi, I know you," and like, "Wow, yeah, where?" You know, say, "I'm a member of PIP community." There's a different regard and different attention I will give to you, rather than somebody who is just trying to break into my space. You understand? So it's good to be part of the community. You could see somebody anywhere and say, "I know you. We've done the training before." Say, "Well, through PIP community," and then before you know, you've built connections, and that's where your LinkedIn matters a lot. Like Alize was saying, your LinkedIn matters a lot. So, guys, you can go over to LinkedIn. It's not hard. Just type Python in Pigeon community on search bar. You see us, follow, make a post, tag, and you could see some person's name in this class. Just take attention of the person's name. Search it on LinkedIn. Is this person's name on LinkedIn? Tag the person also alongside, and tag the co-founders. So you can only tag me. I'll do repost. Yeah. So going forward, let's look at a slide, because I prepared a slide for this training, and then I might, if I round up on time of that slide, we might begin our first coding for today, because we have to code. So let's just run through this slide. Is that okay? Nade with me.
We're there with you.
Okay, that's cool. I'm seeing some familiar names in this place. The next training that we do, those persons' names, we'll separate them in a separate list. And I'm saying those names. Let me just state it here for those persons. Python in Pidgin, 30 days of Python is starting May 1st. Some of you you will teach. Last lot, almost a day. Cedric, Busola. I really come and see your people. See your people. Dorothy, you are here. No problem. So I know people that will ask me question in this boot camp. I know people that will ask me question. If I mentioned your name, don't ask me question. I know people that will ask me question. If I know people that will ask question in this boot camp. I'm just joking, though. But I know people who will ask question. If I call your name, don't ask me question. In fact, I will remove you from my class. I don't know you. Anyway, these are my students. So I know new persons like I'm saying Lisa. I don't know. I've not. Okay, it's the first time I'm saying Lisa. Essay. Excellent. Excellent. That name looks familiar. Fubara. Fubara Emmanuel. I know Fubara Emmanuel. Fubara Emmanuel. No. Fubara, you bring drink before you continue this class. You will bring drink before you continue this class. Fair drink, okay? I'm saying fair drink for the first time. Cherry, Cola Day. I've seen that one for the first. Maybe don't know some of you. John Obina. I've seen John Obina before. John Obina. Seems like somebody that did poise. John, you did poise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, no,
Yes.
how do you know that you did poise? Oh,
We know community.
let's go. I will catch people. A lot of people. I know people. Okay, Joshua. I'm saying that person's name. Matthew Ado. Ah, see my Michelle. Michelle, well done. Michelle is the person on our Instagram. Any beautiful face you see on our Instagram is Michelle. Off away. Okay. Dorothy. Ah, Dorothy. Almost Sente. I've seen this or Omolola addition. I've seen this name before. Okay. Sabo is something that EIE. I've not seen this person before. If former, I've not seen former before. Okay, that's cool. At least I know some of you, but it's fine. It means I'm home. I can do anything. Okay. So let's continue. Like Arize said, this class is going to be recorded, but this time I'm going to be selfish with the recording. I'm the one giving the recording. I've noticed that we'll make recording. A lot of persons they don't come to class because they feel to watch the recording. So I told Arize today. I don't know why he was saying he will give it for you. I told Arize that all the sessions of this class will be recorded, but you only get the recording at the end of the class, and you get it on YouTube. That's what I told Arize. Arize, come and defend yourself. That's what I told you, Abi.
Yes, sir.
I told you so now.
Yes, sir.
So the recordings will be made available at the end of the boot camp, and it will be on YouTube, our YouTube page. Did you tell them about our YouTube page? You didn't tell them about our YouTube page. So we'll go and you don't tell them about YouTube page. No, fine. No problem. Our YouTube page has a lot. There's a video there. If you don't understand Python, go to YouTube page, you can learn it. We'll show you the link as we go. So let's start. Let me start. Enough of. So let's look at understanding data analysis concept and technology with Python. So the first thing we ask ourselves is, what is data analysis? So let me don't spy, although it's already showing. So can two persons just tell me what they think is data analysis? I'll take your name. Two persons, I'm gonna tell me to be data analysis. Two persons, tell me to be data analysis. Let me minimize my screen a little bit so that I'll be seeing you. Okay, Omolola, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Data analysis simply means analyzing large or small number of data, cleaning, first of extracting the data from wherever you get it from, going through, cleaning it, transforming it, and making meaning to those data, either by using dashboards and whatever. That's in simple terms.
Cool. Thank you. Any other person? So I'll notice your name. Omolola was the first person to answer my question. Another person, you are telling me what is data analysis? Okay,
Good evening.
Ghost Charles.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, can you
Go
hear me?
ahead. Go ahead, yes.
When you talk about data analysis, to my understanding, data analysis using raw facts, like the data you get from your research, you process it using various missing data analysis. Maybe you can use what is it called? Maybe you can use your SQL or whatever mix you can use to analyze your data. Then when you analyze your data, you can also use what is it called? Power BI to analyze your data also. But before you get your results, you have to go through the process of cleaning your data, removing those data you think that will not make your results look nice, or that will not make your results come out in a nice way. You have to clean them. Then once you are done with cleaning, you have to analyze your result based on your cleaning, either using your dashboarding. Then once you're done with your dashboard, then you have to also use probably use a charts to also analyze your result also. So that's what I mean. That's my understanding about data analysis.
Okay, thank you. So I want us to have an argument a little bit. So I want us to have an argument a little bit. Very important argument. We started by saying what is data analysis. But first of all, what is data? Let's say you come to me and you are saying you're a data analyst and you are in an interview, and I just randomly look at you and say, "Oh, Gafa, you be data analyst." Okay, wait till the data. So what is data?
Okay, good evening,
No,
everyone.
if you if you want to say something, you raise up your hand. I'll call you. Let
Oh,
me know
okay,
your.
so sorry.
We can go ahead. This
Okay,
time.
my name is Jose. Okay, data is like a raw piece of information. Can either be defined or undefined. When I mean defined, it has been cleaned, or then undefined, it has not been cleaned. Like it has probably just been gotten from maybe where you are going to extract it from. So that's like a data.
All pieces of information. Okay, fine. That can be defined or undefined. I'm even taking notes. Michelle, go ahead. Let me thank you. Yeah, Michelle,
He
what?
already said, yeah, he already said what I was going to say. Like data
Okay,
is
it's
raw
a raw piece of
information. Raw,
information.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I had a question because let me start here. The question becomes: when you tell me data is a raw piece of information, then I'll ask you what are the fundamentals of information? What do we say? At what point do we say that something is it's information? What builds information? What are the components of information? Information rather. So what will be the component? What will be the building block of information? If data is a raw piece of information, this is very very important. And if you miss this thing right now, you need pillow to go and sleep. Oh yeah, continue. Let me hear. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, you can go. Okay. Yeah, just wait. Let me go with Ufoma. Ufoma, go on.
Before you say you want to get data about anything, there's possibly something you want to a problem you want to solve, or something you possibly want to fix, and so you need information that you feel you can use for such. So I believe that's actually the basis for getting information. Something questions that possibly the audience may have or the company may have as touching certain things. So I think that's the basis for trying to get information.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Chidima. Let me hear your point.
Okay, data is a piece of information. Yeah, but it
Okay.
comes as a text, numbers, and
Good.
all that. Like, and it can be structured and unstructured.
Okay. Test number. All right. Fine. Structured and structured. That's a powerful term. But let's not just dive there yet. Fine. Thank you. Um. Michelle. Before Iyai, then we move ahead.
Okay. For me, I feel information has to do with the accuracy based on, okay, where did you get this information from? Like the source and everything, then as well as clarity. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Um. God's power. God's power. God's power. What's up? Okay. So All right. Fine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right. So I like the fact that we are responding. Now I know that I have a class that I can call. And I saw Matthew hand just went up before I said thank you, but thank you for raising up your hand. But it's cool. Data, like I said, data, and it means this and that. But it's good you understand this component, because once you understand data, then the next thing you are doing is what is the analysis? What is the word analysis? Because it is the coming together of this data and analysis that forms that gives you the career path that we are doing. So now form the career path. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay, cool. So for what I have on my screen, data analysis is the process of examining, cleaning, transforming, and interpreting data. So what we are doing is that in terms of data analysis, we are examining, we are cleaning, we are transforming and interpreting data with the goal of discovering useful information. With the goal of discovering useful information. If I don't know if you did, when we were in school, then they told us that addition of how do I call this? What forms? There's a difference between a record and a file. You can say this thing is a record. For example, let's say a student in a school, a student in a school has a record. What is the record? The student name, the student's age, the course, the let's say the level, right? Then maybe the CGPA. Let's take that 5. Student name, course, CGPA or GCPA. What's next? Did I mention the age of the student? And what else again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say the department. No, I've got course. I said something else. Name, course, the GPA of the person, the age of the student, and let's just say the level of the student. Now, individually, the name of the student, it's an information, but it's just there on its own. You get the idea. The age, the course of the student, that's an information, something that we can identify with. Anything you can identify with, it's kind of like it's data. Anything you can, in terms of, you can identify this to speak to something. And then when we combine all of these things together, it becomes a record because that is not speaking to a full entity. So a name is identified to an entity, the age identified to an entity, but then we'll combine all of them together, it's just like a full record of an entity. And then combination of we say combination of record forms file. You get the idea. When you have now not just one student, but 2 students, 3 students, 4 students, and the rest. But then when we start doing things like finding the dimensionality inside these records or these files, okay, cases where we now say what are the total number of students that have that their age is above 30. What are the total numbers of students that their course is above 3.5? What are the total numbers of students that are in computer science and their age is above 30 and their course is less than 5, or their CGPA is less than is a lower? Now we'll start trying to find out meaning to say, okay, if we know these things, then we want to don't speak English. I promised myself I was going to speak pidgin English today. So once we find out trying to find out the meaning of something, in order to now say, okay, we want to maybe we want to carry out a development in school, but we need this information to be able to carry out this development. But how do we get the information? Let's go to student record. In this student record, let's answer these questions and these questions. That becomes data analysis. So it means that you're analyzing the data that each particular record that forms that forms a file or whatever that you have. That's more like what you have on your database. You are trying to give meaningful decision, meaningful information out of it. For the end goal is this: for conclusion and supporting decision making. So your job as a data analyst, whatever you are doing as a data analyst, is not to show that you know how to type Python. It's not to show that you are good with good with creating beautiful dashboard. It's not to show that those things are part of it. The job as a data analyst is to influence what we call meaningful, conclusion, informing conclusions, and then supporting decision making. That based on what we have, right? Based on what you have analyzed, we can do this, we can do that. So data analysis normally starts from a problem case, and then your result, your analysis to to meet up with that problem case. You understand? Or a solution that needs to be done. So it involves various techniques and tools to extract insight from data and make data-driven decisions. So the tools there are what we are specializing. Like somebody was saying, Excel, this, that, and all of that. But I hope we get this go. I know you understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's look at type of data that we have. So data can be categorized into 2 main in terms of qualitative and quantitative. Now we'll talk about qualitative data. We say qualitative data describes qualities or characteristics and is non-numeric in nature, such as colors, names, or opinions. For example, we are asking let's look, when you look at a data set, for example, let me try and pull up a data set, guys. I'm coming. Let me try and just pull up a random data set. And then I'll share. Okay, great. I think I have one on my screen here. All right, fine. Let me share this. So this is a random data set where we have name, gender, course, and CGPA. So this is name. In terms of what we say something is qualitative, the gender in this case is what we call it's qualitative in the sense that it describes an opinion that somebody is a male, somebody is female. You are not counting it. You understand? It's qualitative rather. You are not counting it. You are not trying to sum. You understand? In terms of aggregates, you are not finding the sum or the division on anything. That's what we mean by we say something is a data set is qualitative, meaning it is non-numeric. And then we say a data set is quantitative. Data consists of numerical measures of count and can be further classified into discrete or continuous. For example, age, like you can see in that CGPA, is more like it's quantitative because you have numbers. So it's numeric. So example of that age, size of something, price of a goods, quantity, the quantity of a goods, and the discounts of a or the discount price of a goods. So this is what we call quantitative data. Sorry, qualitative data is when you are talking about just normal names, opinions like yes or no, maybe, and the rest. For example, in this, when you were doing this registry for this course, some of us did you know, what do you expect from this training, and you wrote. So that's a qualitative stuff, which can help us to do what we call what's that analysis, semantic analysis, where you can know if it's a positive expectation most of people are having from the class or for the training. Most of you are not having any positive stuff. All right. So it's important we know these ideas, very important. Then the next thing again you want to know about, okay, we talked about qualitative analysis, where we talked about examples of include survey response, interviews, uh, and observation and the rest. And then the analysis that data, we say analysis of qualitative data involves like thematic analysis, content analysis, narrative analysis to identify patterns, terms, and trends. Then we have the quantitative analysis, that does about numbers and so forth. I believe you already understand the point here. Please, someone should mute your mic. So let's talk about data analysis with Python. So Python is a very powerful programming language. I just showed you Excel, Google Sheet, where you can view a data, which, when we talk about most of the data we are talking about, I call them two-dimension data set. Everything, I always tell my students, everything in Python, if you know Python already, everything in Python, or when it comes to data frame in Python, is in 2 dimension. Tabular is 2 dimension. If you are conversant with Python, you know that we can say that name here, which is a column, it is called a list that has a set of items in it. We can call these ones, the item of a list. Or we can also say that this is a series, a panda series, which we will explain, that has a lot of items in it. And then we can say the combination of all of these things is a dictionary. Most of you already know Python, you know what I'm saying. When I say that this is a list, this is a list, this is a list, this is a list. We can take all of this, the first stop to be the column. These are the key of this dictionary, and then these are the list of this dictionary. For example, it's easy to form, we can easily form this data set with Python without even reading. You can form it with Python code by yourself. Do you understand? Yes, I'm using too much English. Sorry about that. So you have to form, you can easily form all of these things by yourself. You get the idea. So it's very, very important you get the concept of those who already know Python programming language. Cool. So let's continue. So Python is a very powerful programming language widely used for data analysis due to its extensive library and tools. You understand? I'm using Pidgin. Don't worry. When I start teaching you, you will surprise when Pidgin will come out from my mouth. This is English. Let's just finish it so that it doesn't look so boring. So let's go on. The key libraries that are important for data analysis in Python. When we say you are a data analyst, and the fundamental stuff that you should know in Python, I think these are the most core important libraries you should just know and manipulate and use. For me, pandas, I've read pandas. I have I have many books on pandas, different type of books on pandas, and I've read a lot just to see pandas, see the dynamism in pandas, see the ideas about pandas. And you can easily read every one of these things. You can easily read every one of these things going to your documentation. They have their documentation online. Pandas, there's pandas documentation online. There's NumPy documentation online. They are all there. So it's best I put that up so that you know that you can find all of these things there. So this is pandas documentation. You can come to this place and read pandas documentation. You can come to this place and read NumPy documentation. Also go to Google, just search it, look at it, NumPy documentation. You come here, read the pattern. Nobody knows all of these things in their head. Nobody. See, this is where we'll come to. When you are missing out on something and you need to understand very well. Don't be afraid to read. That's my problem with some persons. Some persons are afraid to read. When you tell them go and read, they will tell you, they feel like you should. That's my issue with black people. Or sorry, in quote, with Africans. We feel like the fact that you can remember something and you have all of it in your head, that means you are good. No. Be somebody that designed, person who design something. Eh? He design and finish. He put book for that thing we design. He get why. He means say sometimes he know say he go forget. So that make he write book. Are you getting the idea? He wrote book for it. So just like when you do some things, you craft some code, you write your note down. Because why? See, some of you here, you are guilty of this thing I'm going to say now. How many of us you have written code before? You went back a few days or 2 weeks to go and look at that code, and you close laptop. Raise up your hand. If it never happened to you, then you've not been coding before. How many? Only I raised the raise up here because it's using Pit community account. Only I raised the raise. No wahala. No problem. All of you ID, no problem. So it's just like that. Always take our time, go and then document these things. You can go to the documentation and read them. Read about the documentation. Very important about that. So let me go back to my slide. I have to finish this slide today. And then let's look at it again. So the key libraries are these, and then Python provides a user-friendly environment for data manipulation, exploration, and visualization. You can use Matplotlib for visualization. So what are the core stuffs in data? I think these are the core things that we are going to follow, guys. These are the core things we are going to follow in this course. We have to cover all of these things. So I think what I will do, we'll check about how to load data, load the data set from different sorts, such as CSV files, database or web API. I think on my lesson note, I have CSV files, JSON files, how to load data with JSON file, CSV file, SF file, and then web API. I think I will show you guys one of those how to load data there. Database, you have to use what we call, if you want to interact with, what's it called? An SQL database. You have to do, I've forgotten this thing, just left in my head just now. SQL, Acme or something like that. So, and the rest you can, that's not an issue to do that. Then the next thing again is data cleaning, which we'll look into data cleaning, how you can handle missing values, very important, how you can remove duplicated values, how you can transform data into usable formats, very, very, very important. And then exploratory data analysis, we'll talk about descriptive statistical analysis, we'll do visualization and the rest. We ask ourselves some questions here and see how we can find them. Then report and summary, what you found, what is the summary of it, and the rest. And then, guys, also remind me, I'll give you links to places you can go to see code and learn. So NumPy is what we're going to start from. It's the fundamental of package for science computing in Python. That's why we said that if you don't know NumPy, you can't start this thing. You have to know NumPy. And for you to know NumPy, you have to have known core Python data structures, list, dictionary, tuples, set, and then you have to know loop and the rest. Those are very, very, fundamentals. And then NumPy is essential for performing numerical computation. So there's a difference between, you don't expect me now to explain the difference between NumPy, list, and a list and a NumPy. You don't need to. You don't be able to explain them. You already know. You should already know by now. You understand? And then we look at pandas libraries, and there's this stuff like talk about data frame and series. So we have to understand what is a data frame, what is a data series. But we might not even deep, but I will say it, I will explain it. So that's why one time if I teach, focus on what I'm saying, because I say things that even they might not be on the screen that you're saying, but I've said it, I've taught you about it. So we look at what we call data frame, what's the data frame, and what is series. I might not teach it extensively, but I'll tell you the concepts about it. Then also we'll do things like data cleaning, filtering, how to filter, how to sort, how to group by. We'll do that. And MapReduce is where we visualize. I'll show you the visualization, scatter plot, histogram, bar chart, and more. So I think with this, we've understand the concept of what we're going to be looking at in this training. So it's going to be 5 days. But for those in Benin, Edo State, Nigeria, we have a good news coming up for you guys. It's going to be an amazing one for you guys, those in Benin. Okay, that being said, let me take. I think we have just the next few minutes, but let me ask any question. Does anybody have any question? Does anybody have any question? Okay. So in the absence of none, I will start by this. Our class will start by 8 p.m. like Arisi said. I do take questions in my class. Let's say 2 hours, because some persons, when you are teaching, some persons want to ask a lot of questions. I like taking questions, maybe 2 hours. Let's say when we are 1 hour into the class, or we are 1 hour 30 minutes into the class, so that you can take out time and write your questions, and then because you might have a question, and in the next 10 minutes, I will answer that question. So without you being asking, so there's no need asking. Just keep your questions, or jot them down, and all of that. And what thing you should also do, the mistake you make here is that if you join with your just come to this class, you join with your phone, and that's all. It will not work. It will not work. Ensure you don't just join with your phone and rest. Ensure you are practicing what you are doing. You get it? This is not a place where I'll tell you share your screen. Nobody's going to beat you, but ensure you are practicing what you are doing. Okay, so let me use the next few minutes to run through this. So we have started now. Do anybody have anything to say before I start? You get question?
No.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Matthew, yes, what's your question? Hello, Matthew, your hand. You raised your hand. What's your question? Oh, you did mistake, raise your hand. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Cool guys. So let's start with NumPy. So first of all, before we talk about NumPy, we'll talk about normal Python objects, like you already know. Normal Python objects here refers to the data types that we have in Python. We have integer, we have floats, with decimal point. These are normal stuff that we have in Python. When they ask you what are the data type in Python, you have an integer, you have a float, you have a string, you have you get what's the other one? Boolean, you have Boolean and so forth. And then again, when we talk about data structure, because we have data type, you have data structure. So data structure, you have things like list, for countless insertion and appending. You have dictionaries for fast lookup. With list, you are doing with indexing, and then with dictionary, you are looking at key and value pair. Abi, now they look at key and value pair. Okay. So, but what is one thing about NumPy is that although NumPy is Python, here's the idea. NumPy is part of Python, but NumPy is kind of like it was built on the on it was built on a way that it is closer to the hardware. It is designed for specific computation. It was built for computation purpose. You understand? It was built for computation purpose. For example, we already know what is a list here. Let me not, I don't want to connect. We already know what is a list, for example. You cannot add two lists together in Python. You cannot add two lists together. If you add two lists together, it will come like a plus. It will come like you are appending. Are we together? If you add two lists together, it will come like you are appending another list to another list. You cannot divide two lists. You can't do that. But with NumPy, you can be able to do it, to divide two lists, to add two lists, to multiply two lists, and to do a lot of computation. What you call vector, can do vector sorting and all of that, conditional indexing and the rest, which we call masking. Okay, so how do you import NumPy? Because NumPy is a package that has a lot of methods and a lot of attributes attached to it. Now, to understand the difference between method and attribute, you should have understand class, or talk about OOP in Python. So I will expect you to go when I look over through OOP to understand about the difference between method and the rest, method and attributes. So you just look OOP. Okay. So if you want to start, let's say you want to import Python, how you do it is this: you use the import keyword, and then from there you write the name of the package, which is NumPy, and then you import as np. As np, you can say import NumPy. Finish. What you are saying, if you say import NumPy, meaning anywhere where you won't call NumPy package, you spell them in full as NumPy. But when you say import NumPy as np, meaning you do alias, like also known as. So instead of using the full word NumPy, you use the short word np. You get it? So the second line of code we are saying here is that second line of code here is that you see that we declared NumPy as np, and then we set it to np.array. Now np.array is a function that you use, or is a method in this case, that you use to create a NumPy array. NumPy, they look like list, but it's not actually a list. It is actually an array. And let me tell you something. I've asked this question before. Oh, I did not even tell you guys about Colab. Don't worry, maybe next time we'll talk about Colab, because the platform we are using is Google Colab. So this code I'm running is from cloud. It's not, it's not. I'm not using my local any software from my local system. This is on my browser. You can see it's my browser that I'm using. I don't know if I can share my full screen that you see, but it's my browser I'm using to let's see. So can you see my screen? Can you see that it's my browser I'm using? Are you getting it? So these are other stuff I've been showing you. So it's my browser. That's Google Colab. You run online. You run your code online. It doesn't take much. And most of these libraries that you need, you have them already on Colab. You don't need to be installing them on your system. So you can just go to Colab. Once you type import whatever you want to import, they have. Then the ones they don't have, you have to install it using pip command. You use the pip command to install it. But Python has major packages. Colab rather has major packages that you are looking for. So that's why it is best that we use Colab, and it does not take time since we are doing online class. That's why we're using it, and it's not dragging any of my resources in my system. And also, this stuff you're saying is called a Jupyter notebook. It's a Colab notebook. So some of us, we are conversant with the Python script, where it's just like if you're using VS Code to run a py script, it's just blank. There's no cell. And then if you are using PyCharm to do your stuff, but when we come to data analysis and you're running with You see, it's conversant with data analysis people with Python. Either you're not using Colab or you're using a VS Code, Jupyter notebook installed in VS Code, or you are using a Jupyter notebook, through Anaconda. But it is best we do our code this way. And this is not a .py script. This is PyPynb. That's a Python IPY kernel notebook. That's the idea. It's a kernel node. It's a notebook. So it's different from your PY. So please, I want you to understand that it doesn't mean you cannot use your normal scripts to run Python. I can do that. I do that sometimes, especially when you're running you want to run some softwares, you want to develop some softwares. So you need to use the PY script for you to deploy them. You getting it? In that case, you can then shift from Colab notebook and do that. For example, if you want to create modules, if you want to build modules, if you want to build packages, you use your PY to run that. But just know that that's the concept there. I hope I've been able to educate people on this thing. Right? Have I been able to educate somebody? Hello, are you on still there?
Yes, we are here.
I see the
All right, done.
All right. So very, 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 very important you understand that idea. Now, at a glance, you see the difference between a list and a NumPy array. They look alike. A list and an array, they look alike. But there is a similar difference. There's a similar difference between them. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Now, the next thing is that there is a similar difference between lists. I just want to create a list. That's why I connected. So let me create a simple list. Let me call it a underscore list. And then I'm just set it as 0, 1. Oh, yeah, what we have here 0, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to print it out. I'm going to print the a comma. So I'm going to print this stuff. So once I print them out, now you see the difference between this and this. You see, this is an array, and then this is a list. Can you tell me this? What do you notice is the simple difference? It's because you have to be smart. You need to be smart if you see something like this. So what is the common difference between this?
Comma. Okay. There's a comma.
Thank you.
The second one. Why the first one has no comma?
That's the idea. So when you see something like this as an output, you know that this one is a list. But when you see something like this, it's an array. You understand? It's an array. So it's very simple. Some persons are saying, I think some persons, I never understand anything yet. I never understand anything yet. The terminologies. I understand. If somebody says I never understand anything, Desmond, first of all, there are no terminologies we don't use here. All the things, if you're familiar with Python, you should already know all of these things, except you came here, without knowing Python or somehow. Because everybody here, I know you did your quiz to test your Python knowledge. So you cannot be here and say you don't understand anything. The terminologies. There's nothing I've said that is bigger than what is a list. Everybody, if you know Python, you know what is a list. So we'll know what is a list. You understand? So I don't know the terminology. Except you type the terminology down there, man, read them. So that man know. You understand? Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. So you already know now. Thank God you already know the difference between a list and an array. But you notice that it was a list that we passed in here in order to form this array. Right? It was a list we passed in there. Okay, so this is an array. Then we can use a range. So you already know range. You know range in Python. So NumPy also has its own, and it's called a range. Normal range in Python is used to generate a sequence of number between a step, where you use a step from 0 to this, from this to that. Same also NumPy has their own It's called a range, and you can use it to generate your arrays. And never forget that your counting starts from 0. So we are counting from 0, and then that's why we're having 9. So it's still 10 elements in the array, but it's, it counts from 0. Now, why is Python useful? You have to go down a little bit here. Why is Python useful? Memory efficiency contains container that provides fast numerical operation. So this is range. We're trying to use range right now to create a if I want to ask you guys, what is this now? Let me see what somebody will say. What is this? Let me test your knowledge. Hey guys, what is this? Anybody idea what is this? What I just highlighted. Does anybody do you have any idea what is it?
Is it
No idea.
is it the idea of about the expression?
Yeah, what if it's the divided? What is? Just tell me what you have in mind.
Okay, you are saying I raised to power exponential to we want to run a loop to get a range of number. If I is raised to power 2 for I in I don't know since okay since we have L there to be equals to range of 1000, so we are saying for I raised to power 2 in the range of L. I don't know if we are actually trying to look for a loop, but we are looking at exponential there because
All
that
right,
two raised yeah.
Thank you. Former, what do you think? You raised up your hand, Former. Or did I
Because
catch?
it's list of squares, and that's within that range of 0 to 1000.
Yeah, I know it's a list. I just want to know the concept. If you see something like this, what is the concept of this thing? That's what I was just trying to ask. What is I know it's a list, but what is the list concept of this thing? What is the concept of it? That's what I was asking. But anyway, it's fine. Thank you guys for trying. But this is a list comprehension. This is what you call list comprehension. Dorothy just posted that. So you are creating a list on one line. So it's called list comprehension. So when somebody asks you, create a list comprehension for this is what the person is saying in Python. Okay, so what we are doing is that we are creating a list comprehension of the square of every item in range in L, of every item with the L. You are creating a square of that. So this is how you do it in this normal list. You have to run a loop to do it. But in NumPy, this is NumPy. You don't run a loop to do it. You don't need to run a loop. Just you see, the funny thing is this: if I break this to, we can break this code down for you to understand it. You can take it up as an assignment instead of running it on. Instead of you to the runner for list comprehension, do them like a normal for loop, a normal basic code, and you see why you need to do this. You need to run it as a list comprehension. But in NumPy, it's very different. You just do the raised to power, and you will get the actual number. Then what you should notice is that we are trying to look at the number of runs that to get this thing. See how many it takes, how many milliseconds it took for this one to run. 477. But look how many it took this to run. 6.04. So it means that a NumPy array is faster than a normal Python list. A NumPy array is faster than a normal Python list. Okay, so how do you create an array? We've already said that you create an array by making a list. You make a list here, and then you put a list in your array function or array method, and then that's where you get your array. And then there's a way you can check the dimension. When we say the dimension of an array is that we want to look at there's what called one-dimension array, 1D array, 2D array, 3D array, and so forth. So one-dimensional array is just simple. It's an array that is just a normal array. It has no arrays inside. You get the idea. Just like if I see something like this, it starts with one open bracket, it closes with one close with one open bracket or any brackets already. We call it a one-dimensional array. It starts with bracket, close with bracket, and they're all 1, 1. This is a one-dimensional array. Anytime you see it, is a one-dimensional array. But when you talk about the shape of this array, the shape of the array Some of us will say it's 6, it's 1. But ask what is the shape of this array, you say 1. But actually, the shape of this array, it's 6. Because this is the techniques in this thing. Why you they say I'm saying they straight like this? Normally, in Panda series, it not they straight like this. It not they horizontal. It's actually the computer they read them as vertical. It reads it as vertical, meaning each of these things where you see here, this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is see them as rows. You understand? It is see them as rows. Like this, it be like say they're the column, but it is see them as rows. So in terms of from here to this place, it sees them as one column. It's like it doesn't have any column, but it has 6 rows. So anytime you are looking for a dimension, one dimension array, if you want to get the shape, just notice that the number of elements within the array might be the shape of that array. The number of elements. So the reason why we're having 6, we have 0, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why the shape dot shape. Now this is an attribute. So there's a difference between this is n dimension is an attribute. But when you see something, we say get open bracket open and then they close them. You know now if you do you know that this is a method. So in this case, you don't need open brackets. You don't need open bracket or close brackets to this. It does not work that way. So you can use the end dim to find a dimension. You can use dot shape to get the shape of it, and then you can use length. Now this is very different. Anyway, why a shape? Shape will return 2 things. It already returns the number of rows, and then it also returns the number of columns. That's what anytime you use shape on even in pandas, it will tell you the number of rows in what you are looking for, and also tells you the number of columns. And it comes as what? What is this? What is the data structure of this, or the data type of this, or let's say data structure? When something come out like this, what is the data structure? Let me shift my screen a little bit up.
Tuple.
Thank you. Is a tuple. This is a tuple. So the command here, and then on inside bracket, inside this open parenthesis, close the parenthesis, shows us that this thing are tuple. Anyway, so if it's a tuple, it means it can be sliced. You understand? You can slice it. Welcome, oh, now welcome. Are you guys still there? I check numbers.
Oh,
I
yes,
really
sir.
think
Yeah, yeah.
go and find your people. All right, let's continue. So the next thing again we look at is so you use length. You can use length to find the number of elements inside an array. So what is a 2-dimensional array? So let's look at a 2-dimensional array. So one thing about creating dimensions in an array is that they must be of the same length, whether you like it or not. They must be of the same length. If you notice that it's like this is a nested list. Or what we have here is a nested list. So this is a whole full list, and then this is a list. This is another list, and this is another list, and they are all inside a full list. So we have 3 lists inside a list, and this forms what we call a 2-dimensional array. Why is it 2-dimensional array? Because just count see if you want not to confuse yourself, count how many brackets open up, how many brackets they end up. You don't already know the dimension. So how many brackets open this one this time? Not be 2. How many brackets you count at the beginning? Don't they tell you the idea of what dimension of array is this? And as far as you are working with pandas, as far as what I know, if you are working with pandas, is that pandas is always a 2-dimensional array. That's sorry, not just pandas. Your data frame, this is your data frame here. Let me share this thing. This is your data set. All data sets works with 2-dimensional arrays, where you have your this is your, how do I explain it? Don't worry, we'll go learn later. So they almost come like it's like a 2-dimensional arrays. Let me just put it that way for you guys to understand. Okay, so the next thing again is that you can see the end dim is 2-dimensional array. Then the shape, now this one is different. See the shape now. the shape they different. When you do b dot shape, you see that you have 3,3. Why is it saying 3,3? You count the first you need to count. You count the first how many rows do we have here? Okay, let me show you. This is coming out. Look, use this one. No, leave this one. Use this one. See when we printed B out. Say I take come out. It come out with the first list or the first array, the second array, and then the third array. So from this array now, you count out how many rows we get for here? 3. 1. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Do you understand? So we have 3 in terms of 3 columns. 3 rows. Sorry, this is 1 row. This is 2 row. This is 3 row. And then we have also 3 columns. This is 1 column, 2 column, 3 column. So if we tell what is the shape of this array, it is a 3 by 3 array. That's the shape of it. It has 3 rows and 3 columns. And then, but when you do what is the length of it? The length of it, because it's a normal list, or it picks it as a list, it will only give you the it returns the size of the first dimension. So this is dimension. It returns the size of the first dimension. That is what it does. So, and the first dimension here is what? What is the size of this first dimension? Is a 3. It's 3. That's how many items do you have inside that first dimension, which is 3 here. That's why it's telling us the length is 3. So please, very, very important to understand these concepts. So this is a 3-dimension array. How do I use a 3-dimension array? I told you guys before. Look at it. Now 3 brackets square now, and then 3 9 down. So this is a 3-dimension array. So what is you already see the dimension here, and but I want to ask you a question. What will be the shape of this? What will be the shape of this array? What do you think is the shape? Somebody gets the shape.
The shape is 6 6.
It's 6 6.
Yeah.
6 6. Okay, cool. Another who says so? Matthew.
Yeah.
All right. Another person has the idea. What's the shape of this array? Let's counter Matthew idea, or else we'll leave it at. We'll leave it from there. Say, I get that.
2 by 6.
Is it 2 by 6? Faith said 2 by 6. Okay. Any other person? Joshua said 2 by 6. Fine. All right. So why is it 2 by 6? Let me bring it out. No, I'm laughing. Cool. You guys tried, but this is the shape of. It's a 3 by 2 by 2. How do I mean? Count it. How many rows do we have? Before you count, look at it. This whole thing here is 1. This whole thing here is 2. This whole thing here is 3. If you look the way I'm counting it, you find out that the one I say is first of all is 1. Check it. Look at what is common. This 2-dimension array here. You count the 2-dimension array. So this is a first dimension array. This is a second. That's 2-dimension array. This is a third 2-dimension array. So in this case, this is 3 already. Then the next thing you now check inside that dimension array, how many rows do we have? This is 2. 1, 2. That's why we have it as 2. And then inside that, after that, how many columns do we have? This is 1, 2, 1, 2. That's why you have it at 3 by 2 by 2. So that's the shape of this array. It's a 3 by 2 by 2. Cool. So what are the functions of creating an array? So I have like 10 minutes to wrap up this up. What are the functions for creating an array? You can use the arange. You can use the arange function. Now you use to create an array. Anytime you do something like np.arange and then you put the number where you need, you create the certain list of array where you get. And also just the same way you know about range and in terms of start, end, and stop. Start, the stop, and then the step for range, Python range, you can also use it in NumPy A range. So in this case, we want to start from 2. We want to stop at 10, but you know that now n minus 1, meaning the last number is always excluded. So it's going to be, normally it's going to end at 9, because the total number that you want is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9, so you stop at 9. But in this case, we want to do step by 2. So once we do step by 2, we're going to get 2, it will step by 2, 4, step by 2, 6, step by 2, 8. So because the last point is going to be 9, and you cannot do step by 2, it will stop at 8. That's why it stopped by 8 here. In this case, when they all before, you see say that 13 will do. So 13 minus 1 will give you 12. That's why we start 0 and then we stop at 12. Funny thing is that even if you start from, let's say you start from 1 and you want to stop at 13 and you run this code. Oh, sorry, see, I can't do this one. It's saying EP is not defined. I know why it's saying that. I need to run on my, let me run all. Let me run all, run all, run all. Okay, so why it's saying that is that, you know, this is a preloaded notebook I'm showing you guys. I've already done it before. So if I want to make any change here, I need to import pandas, run it, and all of that. It's fine. So you see, it's this case is starting from 1, but it's still ending at 12. If you remove the 1 here and just put 13, you will start from 0, you will still end for 12. It is the same thing. There are other functions you can use to create NumPy. You can use your line space 0, 1, 7. You know, still step. We want to start from 0. We want to start, you know, between 0 and 1, and then give us a step of 7. What this does is that it will produce a NumPy array between 0 to 1, and then it will stop. This is the number of points that you want, not where it should. This is not a step in this case when you're using line space. It's the number of arrays that you want. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I increase it to 10 and run it, it will give me, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it ends at 1. So that is that. So I reduce it to 6. That's why I'm getting 0, 0 0.2, 0 0.4, 0 0.6, 0 0.8, and 1. Okay, guys. Then another method of creating an array, you can use the dot ones method. If you use the dot one method, this is a tuple that tells it that give us a 3-dimension. That's 3 columns, 3 rows. That's why you have it like this: 3 columns, 3 rows. You are passing it there. So it's a tuple. So it's the parameter that is being passed, or the argument that is being passed for it to give you. So that's why it's giving us 3 columns, 3 rows. But since it's a 1-dimension, since now 1-dimension array, now all the elements in that array will be 1. Same as you get 1 dimension, you get zeros. So all the elements inside will be 0, just as you see for here. And then we get the I method. The I method, we create also a 2-dimensional array that it is diagonal, meaning it just go to 2. So you see one here, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. You just going to say all your ones go there, you know, in one you know, line or shape. Then you can also do number of rows and then number of columns in also your I. So in this case, 3 is the number of rows. We want 3 rows, and then we want 2 columns. But in this case, if you leave it like this, just say 3. It's going to create normal 3 rows and 3 columns for you. But you can also determine, I just want 2 rows and 2 columns. I don't want beyond that. And there's another function called diag function. It's just to create an array using the diag function, construct a diagonal array. So once you do np.diag, what it's going to do is for you, it's going to give you 1 0 0 0 0 0 2 0 0. You see that all your positive numbers like 1 2 3 4, they are all in this aspect. And you can also just pick out the positive number by when you do np.diag, and then you call the arrays that you declared using a diag function. So once you do that, it gives you all the vertical, you know, all the diagonal that's positive. Yeah. So there's a lot in this, and another one you can do is the rand function. You can use the rand method rather, and then to just generate it will generate an array of given shape populated with a random sample from a uniform. How many of us know what to say something is uniform in NumPy? When you say something they uniform, what do you mean? Do anybody get idea when you say something they uniform? Huh? Hello?
Okay, make I just try small. You hear me?
Matthew, are you trying to say something?
I'm trying to say, okay, for us to say something is uniform, we are saying it should maintain the same number of range. Maybe we want it all to be maybe 10, 10, 10, 10, but different number. But they shouldn't
Okay.
exceed one. There should be consistency. One should be giving us maybe 8, and the other one giving us 9, and the other one giving us 10. To be uniform, all should have the same this thing.
np.random.uniform. Let me just show you that two. See what I get. np.random.uniform.2. See what I get. Let's do between 10. Anytime I run this code, which you notice the commas. Eh? Which one they see the commas anytime I run that code. NumPy.random.rand NumPy.random.rand rand. Let me do rand 1. I run this code again. See what the commas if I do dot rand. And if I do dot, just see the similarity with the comma sign. Then let me do this one. Epi.random. The answer did there. You should know. Dot
Yeah.
rand.
Okay. Rand
Yeah,
it.
say something. Say something. Let me hear.
Okay. For the 10, the whole number, the 6 is changing, and sometimes it will give us 4, it will give us 5. But for the 1, it must be 0 point something.
Okay, see, even if I do, let me just tell you guys. Even if I do this, see, when I do np.random, it's going to give us a list of arrays for random values in terms of uniform. Uniform simply means something that is decimal, is floating numbers. That's what I don't want here. Come on, guys.
Okay.
Uniform is floats. It get decimal points. That's what by uniform. The way you NumPy. If I tell you say generate people's salary for me, you say generate salary for me now. And you can't tell me how many be the digits of the salary. I say, okay, the people's salary will be from 20,000 to let's say to 10,000 or to 100,000. And I say run out like this. See, this is people's salary. It's going to generate random salary out for you. And the salary will generate now between 20,000 to 100,000. All these dots front, if you be the code. Come on, you raise up your hand. Yeah, say something.
Just generate just one random number within that range.
Yes, I can, but I can also say if you have done NumPy, if you have done NumPy before, you can determine the size. I want to see generate size. Let the size be 3. See, it has turned into an array. It has generated 3 for me.
Okay.
See, there's a reason why they say Python is very. If I want to form a data set, I don't need to. If I want to form a data set for anything now, I can use this to generate salaries of employees, and I'm out. I just tell it generate 10,000, put it in an array, save it to an Excel sheet, and then call it a data. We'll end class here. Let me show you something. We'll end class here. We'll end class here, but let me show you something. Who they clap? Why not they clap? Let me know why you are clapping. Oh. Eh? Those when they clap, who's not they clap for? Are you clapping because I say we'll end class here?
Yes, so
If I'm not serious. Please. There's no first recording. There's no first recording. This is the so peace. What's the next one? Or let me just say grace. People that have answered my question today, Matthew. And the next person again. To former come and answer my question. Okay, so this is that. Then I'll say salary. Salary, and then I'll do something like this. I'll say it's MP dot. I want to copy this. I want to just carry this thing. I'll paste it here. And the size is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put 4. This is their salary 4. Then if I want to be very, very summer, I'll say okay, let me leave it like that and I'll run this part. Fine. So anytime I call employees, I say give me employees. Let me save this as employees because there are more than one. So anytime I say print employees out for me, look at what it will print. This is the names of the employees: Peace, Grace, Matthew, Ufoma, and these are their salary. Look at it: 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are their salaries. Abi, hey my people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then I want to round up this thing. I don't like it. I will do something like employees, then the salary, employees dot salary. Abi?
Check employees.
You say what?
Check the employees the spelling.
Okay, yeah. Let me not do that. That won't take me. I don't want to. So what I can do is that you can convert this thing to a data frame. Let me show you. Let me do that and we'll just bye. So I can import, just show you glimpse of pandas as PD. And then I'm going to say our data frame, for example, what's in my own show is equals to PD dot data frame. That's because of this class data frame. Then I want to pass in employees. I want to pass my employees. Okay, spelling and then run this part. All right, so I've done that part. Then the next thing is I say print data frame and I say show me data frame. Why did I spell this so long? And I said data frame. Guys, look at it. Is this not a table?
A table.
So can you scroll up first?
So this is a table. And what did I just do? I did it. This is a dictionary. Use a dictionary to create a simple table. And I can save this thing to let me save it to I can save it to my drive if I want to save it to my drive. But you can save it to data frame .2 underscore. Let me save it to a CSV file, CSV. And then I'll just write the name. Write new underscore class dot CSV, since that's the extension of it. So new, let me leave it that way, and then run this code. If I run this code, you come here to this Google Drive and click on, you see this, look at the CSV file already. So I can download it if I want to download it. So let me download it, and then I'm going to pull it up for you guys to see it as an Excel file. So let me download it. So you see it has downloaded to my system. So I'm going to open it. Let me open it, and then I'll share the screen when it opens. So, okay, so let me share the screen when it opens. It has opened already. So Let me share that screen up for you so that you guys can see that. No, Windows, yeah, share this screen. Share. So can you see the screen? Is this not what we created with pandas just now? Hello? Is this not what we created with Python just now?
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
You see how dynamic Python can be. What did we just do? A list, a dictionary. We use an array to generate these salaries. You used the name of the people. Take me. There's a way I would do it. Sorry, I haven't made a mistake here. This would have not been there. To remove this part, this index, this number showing, because it's the index of the table is picking along. You can easily remove them. Understand? So this is how flexible Python can be. And funny enough, we're going to learn all of these things. As type parameter, but I've just showed you a concept here. You understand? So I think that's all for us for today. So tomorrow when we come, we'll finish this NumPy and then we'll start pandas. We'll look at how to read files into pandas, and then we just go on and see. We see ourselves on Friday. You know, we've learned a lot and so forth. Okay. So anybody has any question for the next 2 minutes? Let's answer that question and leave. Any question? Please, I want to state this. Those of you that state the end of the class, ensure. I really dropped your attendance. Take your attendance. The link is there, and please ensure you tag us on Instagram. I want to see. I'm sorry, on LinkedIn, especially on LinkedIn. I want to see this thing on LinkedIn. In fact, you can even snap this whatever you see on my screen, screenshot your screen, post it on LinkedIn, talk about how you're excited that you just got admitted into Python, blah, blah, blah. Write about it, that you're willing to learn and you cannot wait to solve problems. It's not about talk like you're willing to solve problems and the rest. People will find you. Someone looked for me from inside California just because of a LinkedIn post. Somebody spoke to me about how some sets of tech guys gathered in Dubai to talk about a LinkedIn post that I made, that they gathered in Dubai and they were talking about it. I was just on my own. He had to reach out to me and tell me, bro, you cannot believe who we are discussing right here, where I'm hearing your name. And I was going on. And then he told me, LinkedIn post. So don't play with it. I rest my case. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
A very big thank you, Instructor God's gift.
I can't see the attendance. The attendance is not there.
It's not there. Let me paste it again. It's there now. Can you see it now? Mr. Bello, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, now. Please kindly fill your attendance, very important, compulsory and also mandatory. Also, the link of our social media handle, Instagram, Twitter, which is X now, and LinkedIn is on the community group chat on WhatsApp. Please kindly follow, share, and comment. Thank you very much. Let me release it so we can see you guys same time, same link tomorrow. Any question? Please, let's fill our attendance up. Thank you very much.
Hello, Arinze.
Sir. Mr. Lancelot, sir.
Yes, boss. Could you please drop the hashtags for us on WhatsApp so that it will be easy for us to just copy the hashtags and the instructors' names?
No, we'll do that right now. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, boss.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a blessed night. Thank you very much.
Too for your time. We are grateful. Good night.
On one server. So if you look at the architecture for AES, you have the infrastructure, then you have the host system, then you have the hypervisor, and then you have have your app and your test operating system. And so this is how, for example, EC2 works. For example, when you get an EC2 machine,